So, Caitlin Clark is now a member of the new Indiana Fever. Remember when they got the big five? They have five. The top 24 scorers in the WNBA last season. And you know what? The tied top scorer, I think there was a couple of points between Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. They both averaged 19.2 points per game. The tied top scorer last season isn't even in this picture. Kelsey Mitchell is clearly going to start. Sophie Cunningham's clearly going to come off the bench as a hell of a bench player, to be completely honest. An absolute unbelievable bench player. She was fantastic off the bench while Beck Allen was starting for the Phoenix Mercury last year. And you're looking at potentially a Fever 6 Woman of the Year, depending on what way teams go. We might see like a Mabry coming off the bench or a Sykes or someone going to try win. But either way, when we're looking at this team has been fantastic. What the Fever have done in the offseason has been fantastic. And obviously, if you guys agree, subscribe. We are trying to hit, oh dear Lord, we're at 42.3k. Did we hit 40? Was it last time we hit 42k? That's mental. Our goal is obviously 42.35k. We're not going to hit that, but if we do, that would be unreal by tomorrow. But Caitlin actually did talk about this, and let's take a listen to what she said.
I'm excited. Obviously, we made some great moves. I think, Kelly and Amber and the whole, Fever organization are, they're helping us win now, and I think that's really important. I think they're putting really good pieces together that are gonna, complement each other really, really well. And then obviously Steph taking over as head coach for us, I think is gonna be really great. A great basketball mind, somebody that had actually called quite a few of my college games.
And that's the thing where it's you don't go to play for Christy Sides. Having Christy Sides as your head coach with the Fever being the Fever, that's how you get Katie Luce on a 179k contract. That's how, if you're the Wings where you've got nothing and you just need to spend money, you're going to be giving a max contract to Maisha Hines-Allen. I can see the Valkyries giving Temi a max contract. I can see the Valkyries giving Monique Billings the supermax. That's the type. Actually, no, they didn't course Monique Billings. I can see them giving her the damn max. I genuinely think the Golden State Valkyries are going to overpay. They might give Julie Van Loo 200k. That is, you have to hit a certain amount of cap room, and they crashed out in every free agent. Let's take a listen to what Clark says even more.
So being able to build that relationship with her and just be in the gym and work on things that she probably saw when I was a freshman in college and was like, oh, that girl still can't make a left-handed layup. We're still working on that. But no, it's just exciting times. And I think you look around the WNBA and that goes for, all 13 teams now. And, there's real trade and there's real activity and there's fun free agency to follow. And that's what's making people so excited about it. That's going to attract more people to our league is you get to follow these storylines. So it's really exciting, and I'm, looking forward to next year.
And you also did have the, the old media, the certain NBC reporter, a quote from them being DeWanna Bonner won't go to Phoenix, or say won't go to Indiana for obvious reasons. What are the obvious reasons? I'm being dead serious. What are the obvious reasons? DeWanna Bonner fits in on the basketball court better at Indiana, or in Indiana than she would in Phoenix, and she's probably getting paid quite well there, and she'll get more recognition and more brand deals off the court. Obviously, being a member of the Fever, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Fever getting that 100k contract the Aces got. And also, again, complimentary of every other person. Complimentary building game and saying, oh, this is great to see because it keeps people interested. They get to build stories. And that's the thing where it's that's the one thing when it comes to this channel is people are oh, only making videos, about a couple of players. I'm yeah. But as the years go on, as time goes on, you can make more. Making an Alyssa video now is relevant. Dejanay is relevant. Lexi Hull, Kate Martin. Whereas at the start of the year, if you didn't make a Caitlin or Angel video, it was nothing. Now you can talk about Marina Mabry. You can talk about Taurasi. You were able to talk about previously Sophie Cunningham. Sorry, it's 2:26 in the morning and I've been working since 8 a.m. I've been working basically non-stop since I woke up for the Luca trade. I was an hour and a bit late for that. So how long was that? Jesus, I've been working 18 hours straight nearly. But yeah, we have got that type of thing. But they're in win now mode and she's happy about that. and self-deprecating. I mean, I think she knows she's not very good at left-hand layups. Like, the amount, when she made a left-hand layup in that workout drill, everyone's like, oh, about the workout drill. I'm like, oh my God, she used her left hand. Oh my God, she used her left hand. That was like my biggest shock. I was like, she actually used her left hand and didn't take like a right left and finish with a scoop, with kind of a turned body scoop with her right hand. So yeah, that's an interesting one. But it does seem like she is happy, and like, why wouldn't you be happy? Like, you are trying to win. This is by 100 miles the best team Caitlin Clark's ever been on, and Caitlin Clark's been on good teams. Caitlin Clark played on Team USA's with Paige Beckers. With, I think, did she play with Ryan Howard? She might have played with Ryan Howard. I'm not 100% sure. But she played with Paige. She played with Aaliyah. She played with AZ Fudd. She played with Celeste Taylor, Hailey Van Lith. Jordan Horst. Did she play? I don't know if she played with Horston. But like, those teams were stacked. They were super stacked. And now you have got Caitlin Clark on a team where, back when those under 16s, under 17s teams were happening, Dewana Bonner and Natasha Howard were winning championships. Sophie Cunningham was balling out in Missouri. And Leah Boston, obviously, those two were on those teams. And the fact that they've gone all in with the two of them on a rookie deal, and they still have they only gave up their 8th pick. A lot of people are like, oh, that 8th pick is worth a lot. Is it, though? Is it? The 8th pick wouldn't play. People are like, oh, guess Sedona Prince. Sedona Prince scored 0 points today. She scored 0 points. 0. And like, with that 19th pick, like, if they want a point guard, Lucy Olsen, Van Lith are available. Rory Harmon might be there. Georgia Amore definitely won't. Sanaya Rivers might be there at 19. I'm trying to think who else. You know what? Use one of those two. Use your 3rd round pick on Hailey Cavender. Just get her at training camp. And just those pictures will break the internet. Just take Hailey Cavender at this stage. But yeah, it's a really interesting one, because Caitlin Clark is obviously happy with this. There's no reason why she would ever not be happy with a team going win now. No one is ever unhappy with a team going win now. Let's be real. No one's ever unhappy with that. And like, if you're Caitlin Clark, you're like, holy smokes, this is what the Fever have done. This was a poverty franchise since Tamika Catchings was here. And then they drafted Leah Boston. Didn't do great. Didn't do horrifically. Like, they were still better than the Storm and the Mercury in 2023. But because of the 2-year rule, they had the best chance. And then they got Caitlin Clark. And then once the two of them figured out how to play with each other, they became one of the better teams in the W. They became probably the 5th best team in the W. And then next year, like, if they are not a top 3, if they're lower than 4th, it's a disappointment. Because, in my opinion, the Lynx and the Mercury, because they're basically the same teams, they're not probably going to have a little bit of a blip to start the season, or they're going to know how to play with each other right away, and it's going to take time to figure out this team. So I don't see them being unbelievable in the regular season to start. By the end of the season, hopefully they can pick it up. And I think there's no way in hell the Aces are better than the Fever, but the Mercury might be. Depending on what the Mercury do, like Sammy Wickham, I think is a really, really good pickup for them. Probably going to start at the 1. They're an older team. They're going to move a little bit slower, but they're still going to be a really nice team. Player for player, they're superb. They are a little bit worse now that everyone thought it was just a given. Like, when I ranked them as my 4th team, and I literally ranked them based on Dewana Bonner going to the Mercury. Like, I literally, when I was talking about the starting 5, put Dewana Bonner in the Mercury starting 5. But I'll do my power rankings again in a day or two. But for now, I think I have Mercury and Aces kind of in the same tier, but I have Fever in a tier of their own behind the top 2. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.